Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Expanse, Season 2, Episode 9. I'm not really going to go over everything that happened in Episode 8 because I do want to get into this episode. The main takeaways I got from last episode is that Drummer, she's on my radar now. She's pretty cool. She's loyal to Fred. I was questioning her loyalty and thought that she was working out something with Dawes. I didn't know where her head was really at, but she proved it last episode when she literally got shot for Fred, or because of Fred. But she got shot because of her loyalty to Fred. When the Belters came in, they wanted to take control of the missiles, blah, blah, blah. She proved her loyalty in that way. Just extremely badass. Last episode was Drummer's episode. In terms of other storylines, we did not see Christian last episode. What's up with that? Hopefully we get to see her this episode because I'm in withdrawal a little bit. I don't know if it's been 1 or 2 episodes. It feels like it's been a lifetime though. So I really want to see Christian this episode, see what she's been up to. I think that maybe we'll see her in Bobby's storyline because Bobby is going to Earth now to give her testimony about what happened on Ganymede with the whole proto-molecule creature. That's going to be super interesting because there was this drone that was lingering there and potentially recording something when it all ended up going down, and also Bobby was spared. Maybe that was on purpose. I don't know. We'll have to see. But again, I wanted to keep my thoughts short, actually short this time. So without further ado, let's get into episode 9.
I forgot it.
No, you didn't.
You searched my quarters?
She probably has PTSD from everything that happened to her.
The defense minister wants you wearing this when you give your statement. Now is not the right time to go to war.
She's gonna do some fuck shit. If I know anything about her character, she wants war with Mars. That's everything that her character has been set up to want. Why would she not mess this up? So they have to take certain pills and injections so that they can handle the gravity? What is the difference between the gravity on Earth and Mars? What % of Earth gravity does Mars have? Oh.
On your feet. I've been getting personal updates from Colonel Janice.
I wouldn't mind being in that loop.
Well, I think you have more than enough on your plate already. Venus was the end of Eros. I seriously doubt we'll find anything down there.
If we're lucky.
Do you really believe he hasn't had any contact with Jules Pierre Mouse since Eros?
You tell me. That's your job.
All I can tell you is that he covers his tracks very well. And if that ship does find something on Venus, Aaron is not going to tell you shit.
I mean, yeah. He's not telling her shit regardless. Christian knows what she's doing. I don't like her authority being questioned.
Well, this ship is a grade A piece of shit. But she'll get us to Ganymede.
The station is a mess. If you tell us what you're doing there and what you want, maybe we could help.
No. Thank you.
Oh.
You already have a guide.
She saved my life. She got me out of the station.
Is he gonna say it? Or is he gonna cover it up? Because he's not allowed to say
She was on her
anything.
way back to Mars to be with you, but
She was spaced.
she was badly injured in transit. She probably wouldn't have even been on the ship with me if she hadn't helped me.
Damn. So he needs to cover it up? Like, that's rough.
I promise I'll never forget her.
I mean, you're telling her
and what she
family
did for me.
that she died in a certain way. I guess
Never.
it's also to protect them. So they don't know the real reason why she died. Because that's very fucked up.
What does she have to do with this proto-molecule you're after?
How do you know about that?
I told him.
Yeah.
He's helping us. We should be straight with him.
We're gonna do everything we can to find your daughter. What was Strickland treating her for?
She has a genetic disorder. They're not quite sure what causes it. May developed a very serious spinal infection. She would have died if we'd been anywhere else, but Ganymede has a natural magnetosphere. That's why everybody goes there to gestate. Pediatric care is state of the art. The
Oh.
moment Dr. Strickland saw her, he knew exactly what was wrong.
That's why people go there to give birth?
That
That's why there were so many kids. So are they raised there
Station's in
too?
ruins. If we leave the somnambulist after we land, how are we supposed to get back?
Once I'm there, I'm going to tuck her behind one of those 71 cubic rooms.
71, holy shit.
No way. Cabby will come running out quietly, deorbit, no burn, hug the surface, and we will rendezvous at one of these surface airlocks here.
That's your plan. I hope your luck rubs off.
My fire team was assigned to patrol the MCRN Zone Bravo on Ganymede Station. We observed movements on the UNN line approximately 2 kilometers distance. The UN Marines appeared to be charging our position.
So you're saying that we opened fire on you?
No, sir. They were closing in on us fast. We mistook a training exercise as an active engagement and opened fire without orders.
Ugh.
As commander of the fire team, the responsibility is mine.
The battle on the surface is what precipitated the battle in orbit.
Richard Travis that fired the first shot.
He was born on Earth. His parents emigrated to Mars when he was a child.
Christian knows that this is wrong. Is she gonna do anything about it though?
We appreciate your candor.
And it's in neither of our interests to leave it crippled.
She knows.
We're willing to discuss reparations.
She knows.
Mars offering reparation will play well for us, of course. Squeeze the arrogant dusters for everything you can get, of course.
With pleasure, sir.
This young man is a perfect scapegoat, almost purpose-built.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Christian.
I never understood that idiotic phrase.
Mars won a battle that they didn't intend to fight, and they know now that they can't win the war. No one's completely happy, but everyone comes out of it with something. You know what that's called?
Horse trading.
A compromise. So they're just gonna stick it on Mars even though it was their fault? Not their fault, but they clearly were appearing to fire first.
I'd like to speak to Sergeant Draper again.
I knew
have a
it.
few questions. We all came here in the hopes that we could begin to trust each other. I want to speak with Sergeant Draper. Now.
I knew that she was gonna want to speak with her. And I feel like from woman to woman,
Sergeant Draper,
she's gonna be more
my
honest.
family has a long tradition of military service. I'm sure yours does too. An entire nation dedicated to a common goal. To turn a lifeless rock into a garden. A dear friend told me that, but he died. Did you know that the majority of people on Earth don't have jobs? It's not that they're lazy, you know. It's just that we can't give them enough opportunities. In this building, it's easy to forget.
With all due respect, madam, where are you going with this?
Wherever I goddamn like.
Right. You
Travis's
don't interrupt
parents,
Christian.
They believe
Ever.
in your dream. Was he a good soldier?
Yep.
One of my best.
Do you believe, after all that hard work, that Travis would jeopardize the lives of his fellow soldiers?
No,
No, then why would he open fire without orders? Did he panic?
I don't know. He I didn't even know what it was. Nobody did. He wasn't wearing a vac suit.
Sergeant Draper has been through a severe traumatic event.
Whoever the fuck you are, stand down and let her speak. Unless there is something you don't want her to say.
They want her to cover that shit up. Christian is not gonna have it.
What made you open fire?
Oh, come on.
It was Travis. He panicked.
Bitch, are you kidding?
Has Sergeant Draper answered all of your questions, madam?
She gave her the perfect chance.
Thank you, Sergeant.
I also understand why she's staying silent, though. It's like, it's scary when your testimony is what the only thing they're relying on in terms of a war.
The Drake equation. Looks like 6th grade algebra.
I love the Drake equation.
Fraction
Isn't
of
this
those
like
that
all
could develop
the
life.
possible
Intelligent life.
intelligent
Fraction
life?
of those that could develop technologies that might release detectable signals. That's not an equation. That's just a big fat guess. If that were true, we would have detected signals by now.
No.
Not necessarily. Space is a big, empty place.
Or we don't understand
Those
the
things we're looking
signals.
for out there, those things might be signals. Maybe it's the nature of intelligent life to destroy itself. Well, I prefer to think that intelligent life could choose not to.
Yeah.
More magical thinking.
Colonel,
What a pessimistic viewpoint.
stop.
What?
Jesus.
That's on Venus?
Eros changes everything.
Y'all, what?
Just like a soldier on Ganymede without a suit.
Mm-hmm. No. Every time.
Our agreement was 10%. Take 20. Skim the best.
Are you gonna call the harbor master and get us clearance to leave or no?
All right. We have a deal. We got company!
What? Was he shot?
They were gonna kill you. We had to do something.
Holden is changing.
You know, when you cockpit's wreck, see if you get the flight controls.
I mean, he didn't even think twice.
Get off my ship! Go!
I mean, you could tell that he feels remorse. He feels empathy for what he did. Was that it? Damn. Damn. I'm gonna start by talking about the very obvious MVP of this episode, Christian. She is definitely my favorite character. You guys already know that she's my favorite character. I just feel like she is super smart. I mean, she knew that Bobby's testimony was bullshit when Bobby was giving her testimony. Not that it was bullshit, but she knew that something was wrong. And I was saying in her testimony, it's going to be really telling who knows what information, because if the Earthers just take it as it is, then obviously they don't realize that they're being lied to. But Christian, having the knowledge that she has, realizes that there's some fishy stuff happening, and maybe the same thing that contributed to the whole Eros thing happening contributed to what happened on Ganymede. And that's what the connection she was making at the end was. So Christian took it upon herself to bring Bobby back, talk to Bobby, make sure that she has at least a chance of saying her actual truth. I mean, she did say that there was somebody without a vac suit, so that should have given them, sorry about my dog, that should have given them first indication that something was up on Mars. But what ended up being settled, what ended up happening was Mars claimed responsibility for it, or they used Travis as the scapegoat since Travis was Earthborn, and, you know, he became a Martian. I mean, everybody that knew him knew that he was fully Martian. You know, maybe he was Earthborn, but you can't change where you're born. You can change who you identify as, and he identified as a Martian. He was Martian in his values and his core beliefs, and it sucks that he was used as a scapegoat this episode because Bobby was clearly feeling some type of way about that. It messed up her testimony. I really thought that with her testimony she was just gonna say, I don't give a shit, and, you know, try to mess everything up and maybe just declare war, but they ended up taking responsibility at the end of the day. Even Christian knew that something was up with that. I think that Christian is going to be the key piece in, I guess, the next upcoming episode. I mean, there's only 4 episodes left in the season. Shit is going to go down. They're going to have to realize that what happened on Ganymede, I think also the drone surveillance is going to help with figuring out what actually happened on Ganymede. I don't know, they didn't really talk about the drone, but I feel like that's a really important piece in establishing what actually happened there. So I don't know, it seems like the drone was maybe recording everything that happened and could solve this whole thing, but we still don't know. Also touching on the protomolecule just in general, Eros, it seems like there's still life with the whole protomolecule thing that is happening on Venus. It seems like they're getting some type of transmission from Eros, you know, on Venus. So they're sending probes, they're sending things out there to see, but it looked like there was like a crater. I have no idea. I mean, I assumed that even if they crashed there, maybe their physical bodies were dead, everybody's physical body was dead and didn't exist, but if the protomolecule is consciousness and energy, that cannot be created or destroyed. So, just transferred. So, I assume that it wasn't completely destroyed, so it's going to be interesting to see when they go there what they end up finding, how that implicates everybody. You know, if Eros isn't completely destroyed, how does that change people's motives? How does that change how people think about what happened on Eros? Maybe it won't. I don't know. It just seems like with everything that happened this episode with, like, Bobby's whole testimony, it feels like something is building up. Like, I feel like the finale is going to be this huge huge finale, maybe a two-parter, the last 2 episodes. I feel like at the end of the day, Bobby is going to end up siding with Earth and just exposing everything that happened. She's going to maybe talk to Christian a little bit more. It seems like Christian was the only one that was really trying to help her out. I thought that they were going to talk one-on-one, and it would be easier for Bobby to, talk to a woman and spill the beans regarding everything, but I don't think that being in front of everybody there, being in front of her superiors, being in front of just every UN and Martian official, I don't think that the pressure was something that she was able to handle. In regards to everything else, I feel like this was largely a setup episode. Like, next episode, we're going to see what really goes down with the Rossi crew on Ganymede. I thought that was going to happen this episode, but it didn't. I think that they're really building it up to be like, these last 3 episodes or 4 episodes are going to be huge in terms of actual plot advancement and development. I also thought it was really interesting with Christian's friend, I'm not sure what his name is, but I think you guys know who I'm talking about, when he brought up the Drake equation. It seems like he's a scientist that is very excited by alien life and the potential that alien life has made contact with us, and the whole Drake equation is basically just an equation that estimates how many potential intelligent civilizations are out there and could come in contact with us. And what he was saying this episode, it was like 36 billion or million, something like that. Either way, that's a huge number. That's a huge number of intelligent civilizations. That doesn't even account for non-intelligent civilizations. And I really enjoyed it wasn't really an argument, it was a dialogue about thinking magically. The Colonel Janus was talking about how it's magical thinking to think that these alien life forms would have not come in contact with us yet. But then the other guy, the science guy, was saying that, maybe it's just because of time, maybe we're just not waiting long enough. So it is an interesting argument. I think that the Drake equation is a very interesting thing to discuss and to talk about. The fact that alien life forms are, when people think of aliens, they think of like these green creatures with big eyes and small bodies. Alien is just something that is not human, right? That's what we think about. We think of ourselves as humans. Anything that is not us is alien in nature. It's just different. Alien is something that is different from you, I guess. So the idea that there are intelligent life forms out there that have not come in contact with Earth, maybe that's just a testament to how intelligent Earth is. Maybe their technology is so much more intelligent than ours that they see us and they're like, why even bother? I mean, maybe we're just not as advanced as them yet. So I think that was just a cool argument that the scientist was bringing up this episode. He was very excited by the potential of some alien life form reaching out and sending something to us or to them that, who knows how long ago they sent it, but it was clearly something that was sent. So I don't know. Again, I feel like this episode was largely a setup episode in terms of the politics and the protomolecule at the same time. So in the following episodes, my questions, I guess, are regarding, is Bobby ever going to come forward about the truth of the situation? Because right now it just seems like she's a Marine with PTSD, and that's what they're playing it up as. Whatever she says can't be taken at face value because of her PTSD. She didn't really know what she was seeing or experiencing. So whatever truth she says is believed. They're just really trying to get some type of testimony because she is the lone survivor. So I think they're really just trying to avoid a war. My hope is that Christian maybe gets something going there, speaks to Bobby. She's the only one that really is fully aware of maybe what happened on Ganymede, but maybe she's not. It's clearly being covered up here. I just want to get to the bottom of what really went down there. I obviously would understand why it would want to be covered up, because not understanding the protomolecule fully, you can't use it as a weapon really. So people want to understand it first. People want to know why it was sent to us, or why it was sent here, or why it ended up coming here. I don't know if it was really sent. I'm assuming that based on what the science guy said this episode. So I don't know, a lot of questions. I feel like I have a lot of questions going into the next episode. I'm going to get started on episode 10 right now, maybe, potentially finish out season 2 by the end of today. But yeah, I guess those are all my thoughts. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Check out my other reactions if you have not already, and I will see you guys for episode 10. All right, bye guys.